How y'all doing today? My name's TexasTuberTim, aka Triple T. Are you brand new to Animal Crossing, or maybe unhappy with your game and thinking about starting over? Or maybe just looking for some tips and tricks to earn some more Nook miles? If so, I think you found the right place. Today we are continuing our quest towards 200,000 Nook miles. My name is TexasTuberTim. A lot of people ask me how I was able to rack up over 120,000 Nook miles in my previous game. So I decided to delete my game, start over, and show you how I did it from the start. This is our third video in a playthrough series, so if you're just now finding us, I recommend you go back later, find the playlist on our channel, and watch the videos from the beginning. With that out of the way, let's get this going. Where we left off was on day 2. I call it day 2. It's technically the third day. The day basically consists of working towards getting the museum started, the construction started, and also purchasing the store upgrade by turning in a bunch of wood and some iron. And when we left off, I had a lot of unfinished business. Namely, I was going to make sure I had farmed from all my rocks and trees, which I did late in the day after I logged off. And then I also went to pull all the weeds and some of that kind of thing. So that's where we are. And this is basically a short day in terms of what we have to get done. We're basically going to work towards making sure the museum and store are progressing along. Okay, let's get this going. Mr. Nook's going to do some morning announcements. So they've started the construction on the museum. Oh, and the shop is open, the new shop. That's great. We did finish that late in the stream yesterday. And they're letting us know that with the Nook shopping, we can now buy items. Basically, if you have bought items previously, you'll be able to repurchase those through the little, I call it the ATM machine, the Nook shop or Nook machine. So when we visited 2 different mystery items yesterday, we ran into some potential villagers and encouraged them to come live here. So that was what that phone call was about. It's likely we'll have a new villager soon. Okay, looks like we got some mail. Let's check that first. They gave us an A ranking on our home. We got something from Daisy May. Oh, that is an alert letting us know we're gonna have her visiting to sell the turnips. Turnips is something we'll get into next week on Sunday. I didn't really have enough money yet in the game to bother with it, but basically turnips is like playing the stock market. You buy turnips for 100 or so bells, then you can sell them for as many as 600 or so bells. So it's potentially a way to get a ton of money, and we're going to talk a lot about that, because if you know what you're doing, you can all but guarantee something like a 6 times return on your money. Okay, let's do this. I finished several objectives off stream while I was farming my rocks and trees and stuff. Let's see what I got done here. So this is based on chopping wood from trees. Got 1,000 miles for that. Broken tools, 500. This is, let's see. This is for selling fruit, I believe. I actually got 2 of those based on the volume. Oh, 3. Oh, I'm sorry. This is for planting trees. So we got 3 cherries in the mail yesterday. We planted those. We also planted the coconuts that we found on the Mystery Islands. This is for basically hoarding stuff in your house. And if you saw my house yesterday, it was an absolute train wreck. I stockpiled all kinds of items in there just to get the achievement. And then this is, what are we doing here? Miles based. This is based on how many items we have in storage, and I've worked at trying to fill it full to get those Nook miles. This is for popping balloons. Actually, I think that one is, yeah, this, so there's not a mystery achievement, but there's kind of a hidden, unknown achievement you can get just by popping a balloon and making it fall into the water. So that's an easy 500 miles there. This is the balloon one. We've got 7 of those so far. So really, without even breaking a sweat, we got 7,000 or so Nook miles. That's after we bought all kinds of things to keep the game progressing. So let's do this first. Let's go check with Mr. Nook. So I just dropped a link. We have a brand new website as of today. Spent the better part of the weekend working on that, and I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so talking about the house, setup, moving date. Oh, this is the potential visitor to the island. And I think what he's going to do is he's going to say he wants us to get 3 home sites started to make room for guests. And he's going to enlist our help in getting the houses done and also doing some decorating. So we're going to go ahead and ask him what should we do. Get that process started. And he wants us to build a bridge. So basically we have to build a bridge kit and we have to install it. Oh, we got 3 iron from the recycle box. That's nice. And then daily, make sure you're checking in the Nook machine. Even if you don't actually do anything, you get these little bonus miles. I don't think I have anything else to do here just now. Okay, let's get going. we're still kind of getting the house and our setup put together here, but we'll get that done in due time. So we're going to need 4 log stakes, some clay and stone. And for the log stakes, we are going to need... Wait, do I not have that recipe yet? Oh, here it is. We need wood. We need wood, clay, and stone. And you'll see it looks like a yard sale in here. This is because the museum isn't open yet, and I want to get credit for all these things that we found. But it's also because I get the Horde reward. I think you saw I got 1,000 or 2,000 points for this. It counts it as decorating, even though it's far from nice in there at the moment. I think that's going to be enough to get this bridge built. By the way, Nintendo, if you're listening, please add bulk or group crafting to where I can make multiple items and not have to click through the menu 100 times. It'd be such a nice improvement if I could say I want 4 of these or 10 of those. Need 2 more of these. And now we need to craft the bridge kit. Okay, so if we pull up the map, we talked a little about this on the first stream, but there's a couple things happening with this map. Most notably, the river is not exactly in an ideal location, and we're going to get the opportunity with terraforming to change the route of the river, but the starting point and the ending point at the beach, you can't change. So I know you can't see where I'm looking, but there's one point where the river goes to the east or right beach, and then there's another point where it goes to the south or bottom beach. And those are going to be 2 ideal locations for bridges because we're stuck with that location where the water goes into the ocean. Whereas if I was to put a bridge where I'm potentially going to move the river around, I'm going to have to move the bridge or reconstruct the bridge. Both take a lot of time and cost money, so I'm going to kind of randomly pick the left or bottom location because there's a lot of beach to the left and up the side of the map there that are good for shells and fishing and things like that, so that's as good a place as any for a first bridge. Feel free to stick your bridge where you like, and I know you probably or could potentially have a different map than I do, but that's just kind of my quick 2 cents on where to place it. Oh, he wants to say something. What do you got? Oh, he's going to teach me the joy reaction. Super useful. Fascinating. Alright, so we're going to put our bridge right here. Get right about there. And this is the bridge kit. No river. I guess we're not close enough to the edge. It's going to show us that little rough outline. And it's going to give us an option to imagine it. But I can tell from the outline that we're good, so I'm going to have him put that in. And I believe that's going to take until tomorrow to actually show up, but that's okay. Okay, so we did that. Let's run back and talk to Mr. Nook, because I think he's going to get us started on these campsites. Yes, I did. So basically, we got to cite 3 home locations. And then he's going to have us crafting some furniture and decorations for each. It's 3 interior and 3 exterior items for each of the home locations. Okay, so if you weren't here for the previous stream, I definitely have an opinion on layout as it relates to where stuff should go. Yes, you can move it later, but having been through that before, it's expensive and it's not as easy as it should be. For instance, I can't just take this tent and say, hey, could you shift it over 1 space? You have to put it to a whole new site and then move it back here later on, which is kind of frustrating. But basically what I've done here, I actually need to check this because I didn't have a shovel at the time I did it. But there should be 2 empty spaces between the 2 tents, which there are. So my goal will be and I'm gonna have to get this tree out of my way. I don't think I have the axe for. Well, we can work around it. Built. Okay, so that's the 2 spaces, so the left 2, and I want the back of my house to be pushed up against this hole. Could mean I need to stand about here. Not even close. It looks good. I'm gonna go with this. Actually, let me imagine this. I'm gonna make sure I understand the tracings, the outlines. Yeah, that looks right. Here again, you can move these later, but it can be kind of frustrating. He's basically telling me that there's a box in front of each of these plots that'll tell me what we need to build. I'm going to go up here and hit A. Check interior items. I need these items here. And then I check again. And I need those items outside. By the way, the outside items have to basically be kind of close and right here in front of the home site, or it won't count or be detected. Okay, so we're going to go back over here real quick. And what I've done here is I've left extra space from the edge of the plaza to this first tent, and that's because I'm envisioning there being like a walkway here, which will bring traffic down this way and ultimately through here, and there'll be another walkway on this side of the plaza, which will be good for guests and visitors. Ultimately, your visitors are going to be interested in visiting this location, the store, and the clothing store, which I don't have yet, but we're going to put over here. So I want to do a distance check here real quick. This should be 4 spaces, although I had to eyeball it because I didn't have the shovel at the time. And it is. And my goal here is to have the back of my houses lining up with the back of this. And for some reason they wouldn't let me push this shop all the way up to the plaza, so I'm going to have to line up right here. That should be my hole number 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I want my corner to be pushed up against this hole. And I know it seems like I'm being a little OCD about this, but just trust me when I say that this is worth your time to try and get everything in the right spot from the... Perfect. Wait, I need more room. Why won't you let me put this here? Stand back. Well, that's a bummer. I don't want that. Alright, so what we're going to do, let's see if we can get him to do this. I'm not liking that, but it is what it is. Oh, so we just got the ladder recipe. That's good. Okay, so we want to line up with the back of this. Do 1, 2, 3. We want to be pushed up against that corner. Yeah, I'm really bummed out that that won't let me put the house where I want it, but I'm gonna go with it. That's one space too far back. That'll be perfect. So because I took the time to space this out, use the holes as guidance, the front row of houses will line up with the back row of houses, and there'll be a consistent straight path along here. Fortunately, it won't line up with the store, but we'll figure out a way to blend that in and make it work. Okay, so now we have to build all these stuff and things. I'm going to use my phone on my camera, or sorry, my camera on my phone. I'm going to snap a picture of these real quick, so I don't have to keep coming back and saying, what did you need again? Okay, so let's just do this one first so we don't get confused. I know for sure we're going to need pears. Pears and stone, probably different kinds of wood. Clay for that pot. We may not have enough clay. So let's go ahead and grab 2 stacks of this, a little of that, a little of this. I don't think we need iron. We definitely need clay. Let's go ahead and grab the iron because we may need it for the other recipes on the other items. And almost everything takes branches, so I'll grab that as well. Let's see how many of these things we can get built. Pear wardrobe, pear bed, and pot. That's the wardrobe. The bed. pot. See this one? Now we need stone stool, stone table, and clothesline. That should be the stool. We may run out of rock. That's the table. And the clothesline. Do I not have that recipe? Oh, there it is. I need to get rid of these holes. You can jump over these holes, but so we just check the items and we submit. Pick all three, and presumably those go in the box. But on this exterior items, we have to actually place them outside. Maui Gamer, how you doing? Appreciate you stopping by again. I'm not sure if you could see the chat that was in the chat channel before you dropped in. I'm gonna drop this again. Built a website this weekend. I actually have other things to tell you, but that'll kind of whet your appetite. Okay, so we need to place these exterior items. Let's put the table here. Yeah, no worries about missing the last one. That was kind of unscheduled, and the schedule's still kind of to be decided, I guess. But don't feel bad at all for missing that. Quite frankly, I didn't expect anyone to come, and no one did. Okay, so can I get to the box now? Let's block that. Let's move this out just a bit. Yeah, we're getting close to being at the point where we do a little multiplayer. I'm not going to do that today because I'm a little short for time. It's a work night for me. I need to kind of bust this day out and finish this day out and get to bed. I get up at 5 in the morning. I'm sure that sounds fun. Okay, so that one's done. Get these. So I'm taking photos of these lists so I don't have to write them down. Wooden blocks, stereo table, and tulip wreath. I think that's what he was warning us. We're going to need flowers to make that wreath. Natural garden chair, natural garden table, and bird bath. Alright, let's run up and see what we can do with that. We're kind of short for stone, so I don't know if we're actually going to get this finished, because we currently only have 4 rocks. No, definitely planning to stream during the weekdays. I just had some extra time, and I got a lot of enthusiasm for this new channel, so I did 2 kind of off schedule, but I'm thinking weekday evenings, maybe 3 or so per week. But I've got to work through my schedule and see what I'm going to be able to commit to. Uh, excuse me. The other thing I'll tell you, you asked about Discord. We got one of those too now. Give the chat bot a minute to find it. Or did I misspell it? No? Give me a minute, I'll get you the Discord. Okay, so we need the... Did that. Wood block stereo, which is going to require wood blocks. Wooden block toy. We're actually going to need 2 of these. Oh, there it goes. Took a minute, but it finally popped it in there. That's probably where I'm going to end up putting most of the announcements in terms of schedule and what's next and what's going on. Then I'm also going to work at keeping notices going out through sorry, I'm multitasking here and I'm not very good at that. Work at just kind of solidifying the schedule and letting you guys know it in advance. I'm actually putting away my 3 days right now because I was playing a little New Leaf. Okay, cool. Okay, so we got the stereo. Phone keeps locking on me. And we need the wood block table. Could be this. Nope, that's not it. This one. Then we need the tulip wreath, which is going to require some flowers. You missed it, but we just got the ladder recipe, which is nice because we can get up in the cliffs now. Go ahead and build that. And then we'll go in search of some tulips. Let's look at that wreath recipe real quick here and see how many we're going to need. We need 3 each, red, yellow, and white. So let's go ahead and knock that out real quick. You have a good weekend, Meowie? Not ladder. Pole. That's one of each. That's 2 of each. And 1 more white one. And I'll get up here off stream and clean all this up, but there you go, right there. You missed it yesterday, but I got across the river and I've already cleaned all this up. I've picked up all the rocks and stuff. There's some new twigs today, but looking pretty clean. And I was also planting a lot of pear trees. I'm a big believer in kind of establishing an economy, which fruit is excellent early game for getting some bells. So we can build this one now. To be done with that. And you know what, I forgot which home site we were at. Still kind of got the yard sale going on here, but that's okay. To get some of this tidied up off stream. Nope, wrong one. Okay, so we need to put the... Wait, did I not make the outside items? Guess I forgot. Yeah, I would definitely benefit from a visit from some viewers. In particular, I'm going to need some different fruits and flowers that I don't have right now. Okay, so we needed... Phone keeps locking. Didn't get a picture. Sure. Let's just go ahead and turn in the interior items. Meowie, how many villagers do you have on your island? I'm wondering if there's a limit. Wait. Oh, okay. So we have pear is our native fruit, and we only have 3 cherries. Those are the ones we got in the mail. But basically, I only have pear and coconut right now. Okay, so let's get a photo of this. I got a picture of this a minute ago, but it didn't work. Natural garden chair, natural garden table, and bird bath. I don't think we're going to be able to do that bird bath. We don't have the stone. Is there a limit on the villagers? Okay, natural garden chair. Would be this one. Oh, I hate using that iron early game, but this is an important task, so we're gonna go ahead and get it done. Excellent. Apples we need. So for anybody else in chat, Meowie is was my first visitor ever in the stream, my first subscriber, my first friend on Switch. He has a lot of firsts. You don't have any lemons. There's no lemons in this game that I'm aware of. Okay, so bird bath. How much rock do we need? Need 4 more. That's doable. Go ahead and take a break here. We're gonna find our rocks and smack those real quick. There's a I don't even know what you call that. I call it the glowy thing. We'll do that later. When I hear a balloon. There's the shadow. Y'all help me listen for those balloons because I'm an old man. I don't have good hearing. Yeah, we're definitely going to open up the gate, maybe in the next stream or the stream after that, but I want to get a few things situated, and I'm in a rush. I'm already really up past when I should be, bedtime-wise, to be work on time. This is my little bounce back trick here. I put these holes so I don't bounce off the rock, because you want to get all 8 hits on the rocks. Especially on a money rock, because you get twice as much with each successive hit on the money. I think that amounts to like 32,000 on those money rocks. Kind of nice. Are you needing pears, Meowie? I'll trade you some pears if you need them. Got some gold on that rock. That's always nice to see. And then I think another rock up here. Oh, a scorpion. Can't find my net. Oh, I don't have a net. Any sticks either. Yeah, so we're going to get the trades going big time when we get this island kind of established. That's definitely part of what I want to do with this community, help people get the item they're missing. Recipe cards are another thing. It's pretty common to get a duplicate card. And instead of just throwing it away, you could save it for a time when you're going to visit a friend or someone on the channel. Oh, wrong net. Where's my flimsy net? I'm not at a point where I've got iron to waste, so I'm being kind of stingy with the iron at the moment. Yes, Miai raises a good point. When you sell your native fruit, you get a fourth of the amount that you get when you sell your sell any other fruit that's not from your native island. So when you plant your fruit trees, you really want to work it. I'm going to go way down to the bottom so I don't miss this scorpion gets stung. When you're stalking a critter, this is the way to do it because you can see much further. Let me know if you see him. He was left at the plaza, wasn't he? It'd be a bummer if he despawned. Or maybe he's behind this. Oh, that's startled me. Be my luck, he's behind this thing and I can't see him. Well, maybe he despawned. That's a bummer because you don't see scorpions very often. At least I haven't in my previous games. Okay, let's carry on. We got some good iron on that one. And I saw that centipede, but I need the iron much more than I do a centipede right now. Where am I going? I need, check this photo again so I can make sure I have my list. Bird bath, and I think we already have the other two. Yeah, we just need the bird bath. Oh yeah, the best friends app. Yeah, I'm best friends with my wife, which I guess I should be, but we've used that, and that also makes it easier to visit. Bird bath. There you are. Okay, so we should be done with the second one. Run down here and get that turned in. Oh, I need to put this stuff out front. Table here. And you've got to get this stuff fairly close to the front of this sign. If it's too far back, it won't count. Okay, we got that one done. Let's go over here and snap a picture of these two. don't think we'll have any trouble getting those constructed. We should have everything we need. You can turn that app off. That's good to know. Okay, so we need the log garden lounge, the log stool, and a water pump. Stool. Oop, not that. But there it is. Oh, we're out of hardwood. No worries, we'll run up here and get some more. Early game, one key thing to do at the end of every day, or before the day is over, maybe I should say, is you want to get everything you can from your trees and rocks, because materials are going to be hard to come by early on, and these trees and rocks reset every day, so you can get another batch of stuff every time a new day starts. I don't know why the items move around on that menu every time. Seems like they ought to stay in the same spot. And we need this guy. Okay, so we need the wooden simple bed, the wooden chair, and the classic pitcher. That would be this one. That one. And I'm not 100% for sure, but I think this one is customizable. You can change the bedspread with a custom print. By the way, after you get credit for turning these things in, and these 3 home sites have been built and they're occupied, you can come back and steal all this stuff if you need it. Let's put this not there. I was standing over here. I want it there. Let's put this over here because it's kind of big. I don't want to block the box like I did the last time. You can jam this other item right up here. Okay, so let's run back here and talk to Mr. Nook. He might have some more cash and prizes for us. You know, Meow, I was impressed when you told me you had, I think, 95 hours, 96 hours on this game. And then I was doing something with my Switch, I think that was yesterday. I have over 200 hours on this silly game. I'm embarrassed to admit that. What you got, Tommy? Oh, I got some fencing. Oop, what happened there? Okay, so I'm gonna ask him what should I do one more time just to see what he says. Yeah, he doesn't have any more tasks for me today. I didn't think he would, but it was worth checking. 105 hours. You picked up another 10 in the last 2 days. That's great. That's what I love to do on the weekend is just relax. I work pretty hard during the week, so it's nice to just kind of relax and chill out. Okay, let me check my little cheat sheet here. So we finished the store. So we got some new things here. We have this drop box where you can sell items when the store is closed, and I think they take a 20% off the top for this as a convenience fee or something like that. So I don't generally sell stuff here. And then here we have the hot items. Today's hot items, a frying pan. They give you double the usual amount when you sell a hot item. And the added bonus is there's a micro task, a Nook Miles Plus task that pays Nook Miles when you sell a hot item. So this lady on the left, I forgot her name. Maybe Meowie can tell me. But she's the clothing sales lady. Mabel. But our goal is to get her to come and build a clothing store. So initially she'll just come with a kind of a traveling store. I don't even remember if she has a cart, but she'll sell some items, clothing items. So they kind of give me the rundown here, but I'm going to do that for you. Okay, so to recap, items sold here you may see one time and never see them again. So as a general rule, I'm going to buy everything they have every day. They change the stock. But because I'm on a mission here to do the Nook Miles thing, I'm going to wait until there's a task. Not that one. The other one that says spend money, basically. You have to spend $5,000. So I'm going to wait until that task is here to bother with buying stuff. You have to spend 500 bells when she shows up in the plaza. Yes, that's correct. So we got the DIY furniture. So we basically started this stream with no Nook Miles. And very quickly racking them up using this system. Okay, so we have the back cabinet here. This is usually where you buy seeds and saplings. You can also buy some other incidental items. You'll need to watch down here for recipe cards. I don't think any of these are new. This might be. If you've already got it, they'll tell you. And really, I could have waited for that micro task to spend that money, but recipe cards are important, so let's go ahead and do that. And then this, I think we have this. Yeah, we already have that. Okay. And the stock changes daily, including what's in the cabinet there. So if you're looking for some different flowers, you might get lucky and they'll change it for you. Still don't have that thing. So we'll come back to these micro tasks here in a little while. Actually, let's go ahead and start working on these. Okay, so we got to chop wood, take a photo, catch some bugs. I can't remember if you were here, Meowie, for the stream where I talked about it, but the center part of my strategy as it relates to Nook Miles is to focus on these Nook Mile Plus items. And as soon as I complete one, I check it off the list and repopulate with a new item. And as I finish these tasks, more times than not, I'm getting credit towards something down here as well. So I have the potential to kind of double down with my Nook rewards. And by doing that, I think I told you previously, but I was able to get up to 120,000 miles, and I'm hoping to get 200,000 this time around. Oh, so Meowie's already using my trick. Didn't even need me to tell him. So we took that photo. That's an easy 100 right there. We're going to chop wood and catch some bugs. Bugs are kind of tricky to catch at night, but that's okay. Do I have my... Yes, I do. We're going to have to go empty our pockets before too long. Alright, so my wood chopping strategy is that I start over in one corner, and then also need to equip my net here. Before I chop, I go and I shake all the trees, and that's because there can be wasps in here, and it's not like they're gonna kill me or anything, but the wasps are an easy 2,500 bells, and it's kind of annoying to have to go get the medicine and fix the damage that a wasp will do. So I just take the extra time real quick, go around, take all these trees, and I usually get about 3 or 4 wasps, which is an easy $10,000 or thereabouts. Inevitably I miss one or pass one, and that's the one I try and chop. You just got 300 for doing what? And off stream I'll go around and I'll do the whole island that I have access to. Oh, we'll get another furniture thing. I'm not gonna bore the stream with this. In fact, really well, if I don't do all the trees all at once, then I'll lose track of which ones I shook and I get stung by the wall. There's one. So my wasp trick is that I approach the very front of the deal before I shake, and then all I have to do is flick left or right and spam the A. Super easy. I think, is that a balloon I hear? Sounds like a balloon. Those balloons are hard to see. If you'll go all the way to the bottom of the map and then look up, you can see further. This is in. Okay, so the other part of my strategy is I don't do any more than I have to get the Nook Miles Plus, because oftentimes it'll give you the same one again. So since I only need the 10 wood, I'm only going to chop 10 times. And in a single session, I could do the same task, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. So we'll clear that out to get another one to populate. Need some bugs. Bugs and hot item. The other thing I try and do is I try and pair this task with the one where it wants a specific insect, and same thing with fishing. So let's do the sapling, hot item, and weeds. And I think we bought some saplings yesterday. Should still have some in storage. What'd you get 300 miles for? Oh, you gotta go? No problem. Did you get into the Discord okay? What was I looking for? Oh, saplings. This is another thing that frustrates me. I can only take the whole stack out of the storage. Then I have to grab one, and I have to put this back. Yeah, it's late for me as well. I need to try and hurry up and get this done. Otherwise, I'm going to be dragging at work tomorrow. Okay, so we needed to craft the frying pan. And I hate to waste iron on that, but gotta get me some Nook Miles. Forgot something? 1 minute. Let me load this stream on my PC, okay? Let me know if I need to drop that link for you again. Okay, so we're going to sell the hot item. Oh, and we needed to plant the sapling. There. I'm not really worried about making things pretty right now because I'll have plenty of time to do that. Oh, now we got to chop a tree down. I don't think we have the upgraded axe yet. I need to build that. So they're talking about turnips, and we'll get into that next Sunday. But just know that buying turnips is like playing in the stock market. And if you do it the right way, you can potentially get like a 6 times return on your money. Invite invalid. That's no good. Hang on, Meowie. I keep wanting to call you Maui. Give that a try. That doesn't work. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, so we want to sell the frying pan. Let's see what else we've got, because our pockets are getting kind of full. That should do it. Oh, that got you in? Good deal. So now you're my first Discord member. You basically have every first there is to have. Oh, we forgot the weeds. And we have to plant flowers. Let's go ahead and grab some more of those because I'm not sure I have a lot of seeds right now. I don't know how many tulips we got. Yay, question mark? Okay, so we'll run back up here. This already had a couple tulips. Plant 3 of these. And what I usually do is I throw the bag of seeds on the ground. So I don't have to go back and get it out of my inventory. Anyway, I'm gonna watch the stream to the end because I have nothing else to watch. Okay. I don't think we're gonna be up too terribly late here. Okay, so I lost my train of thought again. What was the other thing I was doing? Oh, weeds. See, this is what I was talking about. If you compare this up with this, then there's some synergy between the two, and you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. I know I have weeds. That's 99. I don't really want to sell all of them, but this game makes it impossible to sell 20. Is your school over for the year? I know some students are still in school. Interesting times with this virus going around. Well, if you want to get up at 5 a.m., I'll wake you up. Get up 5 a.m. every day during the week. In fact, on Saturday, I woke up at 4:30 without an alarm clock. That's craziness right there. Okay, so there's the spin the bells task. This is the one we were waiting for. So now we can run in here and buy out the shop. That'd be a surefire way to get 0 viewers. I could stream at 5 in the morning. And I don't necessarily know I need these things for decoration later on, but somewhere out there, there's someone that wants these items. And once you've bought them, you can go get duplicates from the Nook shopping. And then these ones in the back, it's first come, first serve. So if a visitor comes in and buys these things, you won't be able to get it. I don't think that's enough to get the 5,000 threshold we were trying to hit. I have to go over here and buy some more seeds. I don't think anybody's coming at 5 a.m. for a stream about this game. Hard enough to get people to come at a decent hour. Did he actually sell that to me? Or did I push the wrong button? I may have bought 2 of those. That's okay. Got another Nook Mile achievement. And then we'll head out and do some fishing. We need the goby, which is a freshwater fish. Need another photo. Cheese. You can spend really you can spend them anywhere. Nook's Cranny Works. You can go to the clothing store. You can spend in Nook shopping. But the point I was making relative to the store is those 4 items that are on the floor of the store. You may see them once and then never again. Okay, so we're going to head up to the mouth of the river and work our way back around to the other side. Looking for the freshwater goby. No worries. I haven't really learned all the shadows or silhouettes of the fish, but I think the goby is one of the small or maybe medium-sized ones. And we're gonna have an inventory issue now. Yeah, well, let's do this. We may free up 2 spaces by doing this. Nope, that's not a card. Okay. Fishing break. Still learning my map. I'm used to my house being on the other side of the plaza. Don't know where anything is. Oop, didn't want that. Let's hang on to that. Move this up here. Some of these everyday crafting materials like twigs and wood, you may be better off just hanging on to it instead of putting it in storage, because the way my luck is, the moment I put it in storage, I need to build another fishing pole or something like that. Put this up here. Welcome back. Okay. We're going to run over and drop the seeds in the seed pile. Get back to some fishing. Keep hearing a noise. I think it's the balloon, but I think that's just the wind blowing. Gonna be a dace. And this is why I always carry 2 of every tool. Come back and get that fossil. Well, let's go and grab it real quick. All the tools are breaking today. The other thing that's frustrating, Nintendo, if you're listening, Nintendo, listen. Why is it when a tool breaks, it forgets where it belongs in the tool ring? It should map it based on the type of tool and not the specific tool. If you want my opinion, and you probably don't. That's also frustrating. The fish will run right as you cast. That's a funny looking fish. There's an achievement for that too, though. Fishing trash or something like that. Okay, we still need the goby, so I'm going to stay on the river here because we won't catch that in the ocean. And you got to be careful about running when you're fishing because you'll spook the fish. I don't think that's a goby. I think the goby's a small shadow. That's another dace. Okay, so in a little more than an hour of playing, we got another 10,000 Nook miles, and we're not even at the point where we're hitting these big ones, where when you do it for the second or third, fourth time, you'll get like 2,000 or 3,000 miles. Okay, let me check my cheat sheet one more time here. So to recap, your primary goals for day 3 are to finish the store, which we already had finished yesterday. Well, we triggered it and it built overnight. Make sure the museum is under construction, which it is. That was this tent that's back over here. That's our museum, or future museum. And then to go see Tom Nook to get the task to build these home sites, which we've done, and also furnish them so we can get some villagers in here. That's the primary task. The other daily tasks that I strongly recommend y'all do is get all the stuff you can from trees and get all the stuff you can from rocks. And then I've also been cleaning up the weeds off stream. I figured that's kind of boring to watch, so I haven't done that on stream. But we did that yesterday after we, let me pull up the map. So we crossed the river for the first time yesterday, so all the rest of the dark green area, we were able to go through there, harvest wood, harvest the new rocks, collect fossils, and get all the weeds out of there. And I'll do that off stream before we get together again in the medium green and the light green areas. So the island should be pretty much starting to look cleaned up and decent. Okay, so I'll do that off stream, and when I come back, all of the credit in the form of Nook miles that I got by doing that, I won't cash them in until the next stream, so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing as it relates to Nook miles and know where these miles are coming from. Alright, one last time, I'm gonna switch my screens here. Invite you guys to check out the website. We have a Twitter page, and we have an Instagram. Actually, if you go to the website, everything is there. You can find all the links. For some reason this bot takes a while to figure out what those commands are. And then we have the Discord too, but as Meowie pointed out, there's something a little busted with the link there, so let me copy that and post it in here directly instead of using my shortcut. And that's how to get completely connected with Tim. So next stream might be as early as tomorrow night. I think I have plans tomorrow night, so more likely Tuesday night. I'm gonna guess my standard starting time is gonna end up being something like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think Meowie, I think you said your Eastern time, which, so if it's 6 my time, that means it would be 7 your time, because you're an hour ahead of me. This is a good place for us to stop. I want to thank y'all again for stopping by. Don't forget to click all those links. Subscribe, be more like Meowie. Subscribe to all the things. Be active in the community, because we're going to start with subscribers when we start having our guests come to the island, and we're also going to give people a chance to showcase their islands. So as an example, if Meowie's interested in having me come to his island live on stream, I'll go there and walk around and he can kind of give us a tour live. We'll trade items, we'll trade recipe cards, trade fruit, flowers, all that stuff. So If you're missing some items or looking for stuff that you need to kind of round out your collection, this will be a great opportunity to do that. Now he says he's the only other one in the stream. Okay. This is a good place to stop. So I'm going to cue the music. Thank you guys again for coming. And we will see you next time. Take care. Be safe. And don't get this virus.